minutes past 7. So we spoke to Sahuk's president, Muaskar. So we now speak to Mohammed Mia of Khidmatul Awaam. Mohammed, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh and welcome. Mohammed Mia, can you hear me?
Salam wa Yes, I can hear you, Mona.
Okay,
Hello?
so Khidmatul Awaam
Can you hear
has
me?
issued already. Yes, we
Hello?
can hear you. Khidmatul Awam already issued a press release a few days ago saying it was not in favor of the Nusuk system. This is now a reality according to what we see. What's the future then for non-profit Hajj? Because that's what Khidmatul Awam was founded on, non-profit Hajj. Will this be possible?
Jazakallah, Mona, again once more. I think Khidmatul Awaam was formed 17 years ago, obviously, to support and to make Hajj as affordable as possible. And I think we have achieved this when we realized on the outset when we have formed the price of Hajj. I think obviously our standpoint, obviously there is negatives to Nusuk in itself. However, we face with this dilemma, and I think we just have to reflect slightly that obviously what has led to this here. I think our standpoint was obviously that we didn't want our judge to go on to Nusuk for the same reason where we see the press release where our quota has reduced. And I think we must understand that while there was a regulator, Alhamdulillah, they did some sterling work. There was shortcomings on the regulator's part to a certain level, obviously, in terms of the operators that lobbied. I think these are two things we have to look at closely and reflect. Obviously, what's this the cause of us going on Nusuk? So I think moving forward, in terms of Khidmatul Awaam in itself, I think it's not all doom and gloom. We will try our level best as our mission is to make us affordable. We will start engaging with the relevant service providers in terms of seeing what is the best outcome for the South African judge moving forward. I think the negative part is obviously the people that have performed as previously will be now allowed to perform. I think that it allows everybody in once in every 5 years to perform Hajj. So inshallah, we'll do our best within our means.
So how will this work, Mohammed? In that, from what we understand the Nusuk system to be, the Haji goes directly onto the system and does whatever needs to be done there. So where will a South African travel agent feature then in the whole process?
Yeah, I think in terms of our engagement with the service provider itself, that means the registration process will open probably in the next 3 or 4 weeks, where every Hujjah that has intention to go on Hajj will register on the system itself. In terms of the operator's role, that means currently now there's about 14 service providers that provide system on a Nusuk system that could possibly increase. So the role of the operator would be as such. That means you could possibly engage with the relevant service provider, earmarking the relevant packages. It must take note at this current time that the operators only offer a maximum of about 28 days. But in engagement with these operators, they are amenable in terms of providing a longer package in terms of what the South African Hujjahs require. But these are initial discussions with these relevant service providers in terms of, so what happens is once they register, then there'll be a period where the Nusuk system opens, and on that relevant day, there's a time frame where it will open up. And on that day, obviously, those that have registered, it's obviously on a first come, first serve basis. And those that registered and have money in the e-wallet that's placed there, prior to you choosing the package, you must have money in your e-wallet. And on that basis, then you can choose a package. So obviously, the operator will be linked to one of 14 service providers, and he will promote and market those packages on a relevant service provider. And depending on the numbers that the operator gets, then obviously you will manage the process of taking those Hujjahs across with the relevant khadims that normally go and accompany the group, and the ulama that goes on the group itself.
All right, so I suppose more details will come to the fore in the coming days, and the public will be informed accordingly. Any comment on the reduction of the quota? That seems to have come as a major shock from 2,500 to
Yeah, it
1,140.
has come as a shock to us and probably the broader South African community. It is a challenge for everybody itself. However, we must take note that the system works as such that when the system opened up, remember there's about 180 countries currently on a system. And a lot of these are small countries. So what happens is it starts up with the first round and the second round where, the Now we will use our quota of 1,140. Thereafter, it goes to the third and fourth round. For those countries that haven't fulfilled the quota or utilized their quota in itself, that means that quota comes back into the pool, and obviously then probably the South African Hujjaj have access to the quota. So we would take as an example that our neighboring country like Botswana has a quota of 25 last year, and they went and they took 55. Example, the UK has had about 3,500, and they took about 8,000 judge last year in itself. So these type of things, obviously, there's a possibility that from the 1,140, it could increase depending on how many judges don't take the initial quota from the various countries, inshallah.
All right, Mohammed, shukran so much for your time and for joining us.
I think Jazakallah, I think let's make dua inshallah and make it easy for the Hujjaj going forward and
Ameen.
remove all the challenges and difficulties for the Hujjaj. Jazakallah khair.
Ameen.
Shukran.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We take a quick Nasheed
Walaikum
break and then
salam
we're
wa
speaking
rahmatullah.
to TWF's